all of you for this wonderful discussion, wonderful topic. I would like to say that we're eternally indebted to His Holiness Bhakti Swami for his contribution to the material, to the progress of the living entities. His wonderful contribution to the living entities, especially the human being and particularly the devotees. His contribution is enormous. Is wonderful and invaluable jewel. So for days we have been talking about this topic about stress. We have looked at the varieties of stress. We have looked at what is stress. We have looked at how stress cannot be completely free from living entities for many reasons, because some of the stress are healthy, are very healthy. So for that, we cannot completely wipe it out. And we discussed that for one to think that we are stress-free, it means one is dead. It's a dead body. Otherwise, the body, the soul by nature is what? Cheta, conscious. Conscious means what? It's full of activities. So to function, there will be some element of stress. Either it is spiritual or mundane, but stress is there. And we have looked at how completely, right from Krishna down to insignificant ants, we have stressful situations. Krishna is taking the cows to the forest every day. And what is in the forest? We don't have a tarred road in the forest. It means that you are going to enter bush full of how Kamsa's wife described it. Kamsa's wife described, she was very insulting. She was insulting the university. She said, her son is a demon. What do you expect? What do you expect from her? Like the son, like the mother. So you see, this Vyasana's wife, Padmavati. She said that these cowhead ladies, they don't even give Krishna shoes for completely 11 years. They didn't give him shoes. And when he's hungry, he drank a little milk. They tie him off for drinking a little milk. What is this? So stress is everywhere. It's all there. Stress. You don't have to be the best. So many demons are facing the devices. They are running from one place to another place. Krishna himself is full of stress. And having sleepless night, waiting when will he have chance to talk with Symmetry. So stress is there. The gopis are complaining. This boy, this black boy, you are black because you are black. You don't have good qualities. Why we gave our life to you? You took our life and run away. What is this? You don't have heart. So stress is there. That's stress. Tulsi Devi cursing Krishna. you behave like stone. You behave like stone. You have no heart. So Krishna's stress is devotees. but this is very sweet. This is stress is very sweet, and we should go for it. We should go for spiritual stress because it is what nourishes the prema. So devotees should go for that. Devotees should not go for mundane stress. Mundane stress is tiring, frustrating, and very, very nasty. spiritual stress, very good. Very sweet. You see, when after Krishna stressed his devotees seriously, I took them to the last. What did they say? I was pushed to the wall. Krishna pushed his devotees to the wall. But what happened after that? Krishna himself have to compassionate the devotee for that. He has to pay the price for that. He has to come down to this much to come and pay the price in the form of Chaitanya. So we cannot be free from stress. It depends depending on what kind of stress we have. So anyway, we have been discussing this topic for days. So today we are looking at the solution to all this. Biofeedback, massage, and hypnosis. Biofeedback is a well-respected technique that has been scientifically investigated and evaluated. It teaches participants to control a specific physiological response by altering the frequency or intensity of the stimulus, such as the sound or light, connected to a device that monitors bodily processes. Subjects first attain a relaxed state.
It's 3 o'clock.
Called alpha state. The state immediately below the fully conscious state. It's unconscious state. And in this what is happening is that when one is not on the gross form, when one is not in the gross form, we will the amount of sufferings we get on the gross level, it doesn't function like that in the subtle level. Therefore, this science of alpha state is to regress the soul to the subtle plane where one can have some certain amount of nourishment. Not everybody will be able to do this because we're too gross these days. We're too gross. So not everybody will be able to do this. But a few people have a chance to do this. I remember as a member of a Rosicrucian order, Rosicross, Amok. They have a cassette. The side A should be played in the daytime. Side B is played in the nighttime. They don't play opposite. They have reaction because they have been programmed like that. The idea is to help us balance our energies. And you see, even medically or physically, when one is stressed up, a doctor will give us some pills to sleep. So it's for relaxation, to wear off those tension. That is, when you drink water, then you take rest, or you do some massage. We will describe that. Do some massaging. So one will be relieved because that energy in sleep it goes off, and the body tries to heal itself in that state. When one is not on the gross level. Like day before yesterday, I was thinking about the seminar we were going to do yesterday, because the previous one was very complicated. So many students many students didn't understand it, but nobody complained. We all kept quiet because you don't want to we don't want to make our teacher feel somehow. So we keep quite good. All of us feel it was not not properly explained. It's not clear. So I was wondering because that has to be connected to the yesterday on. So I was thinking about that. Because of thinking like that and going to the subtle state, I have to get some message how it to be applied. So yesterday it was very easy. These are the remedy for stress. So sleep is necessary. That is how we sleep. And even in the Bible, it is said in the Bible that God created for 6 days. Creating means activity. He was working for 6 days continuously, and he was so tired. So the seventh day he took rest to be free from stress. So Sunday is considered the day God to rest, so we don't have to stress ourselves. All the stress we took for 6 days should be handled on the seventh day, which is Sunday. So not work on Sunday. Don't work on Sunday. The idea is to be free from stress. This idea. So this system is there. As Guru Dev is discussing his, in this teaching. For example, just as changing the physical environment can help us distress in case of our feedback. Similarly, going to the positive environment or atmosphere of the temple, holy places can help us distress and also have a spiritual realizations. Yes, just like I have not said, God Himself was working for 6 days. Then the seventh day He relaxed. So we can go to temple for this. We don't have chance. Maybe we live far away from the temple. So we make arrangement. Yeah, on Sunday I must go. I'll go to see my friends, my brothers, sisters in the temple. So sometimes you see people go to the temple, they don't even hear lectures, they don't even attend program. They simply sit down with friends and just talk because they don't have it. They have to find a place where they can go and get this. The whole thing is just either one knows it or we don't know it. But this is the thing. For relaxation, is to free us from stress. Or sometimes people go for party where they'll sit down with their friends and gratify their senses in different. It's to release the stress and getting ready for Monday to continue the stress. You get stuck in the traffic jam with the heat and whatever, all kinds of things. Then in the office, the colleagues are there to harass you and all kinds of things. It's only bombardment from all directions. So we go to spiritual places, a temple. We can have a retreat. Retreat means what? You go out of our morbid environment where we have the same situation every day. We see the same thing. Go to a different place. So we free the senses from the same thing, see a different thing. So that takes our attention from the beautiful trees. Oh, this is nice, cool, refreshing Jamuna water. Oh, this is very, very good, nice atmosphere. There's nothing different. It's just the environment. Changing the environment to a different place has a lot of effect. You can have a different air because some particular places it turns up because of the energy of people in that environment. If you go to a different environment, which is cool, maybe a temple environment is charged with the mantras and meditations and the God is lament. We will not attract some what is it? Can go to uh, pictures, different pictures of Christians all over. You can see, oh, so it gives one a different look, different direction. So one gets relief from all this. When we return back, you feel different. Or sometimes you go to and people have a counselors just to go and release your tight energy onto someone. Somebody sit down and hear you. It may not even say anything to you. Just sit down and hear you because people don't have time to listen to anybody. They are all very tight up. Everybody is tight up. Who will give chance to that person? So we go to somebody, like a counselor, he will sit down there, we hear, you can talk and talk and talk. And that's all. What the devotee told me when that is His Holiness Nachanda Goswami. I left the book. Nachanda Goswami. Nachanda Goswami. He has left the body. Proper disciple. Very nice. He's perfected Bhagavad Gita teacher. He's one of those early devotees who contributed to VIH even now. Nachanda Goswami. He was married before. So he told us when he was married before he took sannyas. When his father-in-law left the body, the wife was in tension, was crying. He didn't say any word to her. Just sit down there and he placed her head on his shoulder and then cry. She just sat down there with her peacefully, didn't say anything. After a while, she was released. Just somewhere to put their head on the shoulder, someone who cared for you, sit down. That's all. After some time, she was fine. He didn't preach philosophy to her, nothing. She went back to normal. Just that. Get released from tension. So these are required, these are necessary. That we should always make admission. I know all today in India, all of you have opportunity. You can easily earn 500 rupees. You are somewhere in Manipur now. This is very great fortune. Just 500 rupees. But if I have to go there now, I have to spend thousands of rupees. So yeah, fortunately, you take advantage of that. Go to holy place. For weekend, you can go. For holidays, just design a place. Go governance retreat or parikrama. There's no arrangement of anything. Just walk around and chant japa and just try to remember Krishna. It's very refreshing, very, very refreshing. And then we feel tired. You drink some juice. Drink some juice, and keep walking nicely. You're free. You see hills, you see monkeys, you see other people doing the same thing like I'm doing. Yeah, you feel free. These things are very good for relaxing our tense situation. So we're free from stress. Yes, different types of massage therapies and also relieve stress by stimulating proper energy flow in the body. Yes, massage affects the consciousness as well as a physical organism, allowing clients to release repressed energy blocks and increase the general level of awareness. Yes, Srila Prabhupada is very particular about it. Prabhupada has a fixed time for everything. A fixed time for his prasadam, fixed time for his massage, fixed time for his rest, fixed time for his activities. Massage is every day. Even when he's sick, 2 days ago we were just reading that. A few days ago from Proper Lenamrit. And he's sick. He called the devotee to massage. One devotee told her he was very huge and strong. So he was thinking he's going to break the Prabhupada's bone, but he was shocked. He was sure that as he was putting his energy into massage, Prabhupada said, harder. Harder. Yeah, Prabhupada said, harder. He tried. Prabhupada said, harder. He was defeated. I thought I'm going to break his bone, but he said, harder. This old man said, harder. No matter the energy, he became exhausted. My problem take massage. Regular. This is regular. He cannot do that. Massage, morning walk is regular. Prostate one time, regular. Anywhere Papa goes, it's a regular thing on time. Even the rain falls, he will go drive out. They take a can, drive out. Come on. Very, 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 very good. Nice. So these are technologies we can apply to release ourselves from stress. Meditation and relaxation responses. Yet, another widely used method to relieve stress is mediation. Yeah, mediation. I just mentioned that. Many different types of mediation exist, several of which yield spiritual benefits in addition to stress reduction. And a wide variety of individuals and groups teach mediation. In addition, numerous readily available books give instruction on different techniques. As devotee, we already have a lot of things. We already mentioned the other day yoga. We already mentioned most of the techniques from the previous teaching. Yoga is one of them. You can do yoga exercise. Breathing exercise is good. Breathing exercise is very, very powerful. But breathing exercise should not be done in the night. It should be done in the daytime. It should not be done when they are lying down. Because it is dangerous if you are lying down and you do breathing exercise. If you inhale and sleep off, you're going to have a discomfort for some time for the body to come back to normal. So it's not advisable to do breathing exercise while one is lying down or in the night. Better to sit so that you don't sleep off. So these are great techniques. These days you can buy books or you can go to the net. Those days you can buy books and read. But these days you just go to the net. You can find so many things that help for that. Mantra meditation is another powerful medium called the mantra meditation. There's something we should understand from this mantra meditation. It's the Hare Krishna mantra which we chant every day. I remember once a devotee had come to Srila Prabhupada to complain how he was so stressed out, that nothing is making any meaning to him. Srila Prabhupada did not preach philosophy. He simply told him to go and bring a pair of karatha. And when he did that, Srila Prabhupada chanted the same holy name we are chanting. Prabhupada chanted the Hare Krishna mantra for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, Srila Prabhupada asked the devotee how he was feeling. He responded that he was perfect. Just 20 minutes, Prabhupada chanted the holy name of the devotee. We also don't forget that Haridas Thakura, he chanted the holy name for 3 days. And he made a pure devotee from it. Just 3 days, a prostitute who came. So what is happening with us? And what we should learn from here? We chant the mantra with tense also. We're chanting with tense. Meaning that we don't try to fit into the mantra. What I mean is, instead of us to relax and carefully with a concentration go into chanting, we are still tense inside. if we don't have the result as it's supposed to be, as we have experienced with the Haridas, 3 days making a prostitute a devotee. It's a proper 20 minutes making someone free from stress. So we should learn this, that we should not stage ourselves while chanting. Let us cool ourselves down and carefully chant the name in the relaxed manner. It will work more. I remember when we were doing we trained in a color healing. Color healing, we were trained. The food we are eating and the drink we are drinking, these things are meant for good health. But this year we are eating to become sick, which is not the purpose of eating. We hear of food poison. Food poison is not necessarily a spiritual attack. It is our wrong attitude, the wrong approach towards it. In a body called
Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Shri Gurudev, we are able to hear you now.
Okay, I'm very sorry for the disconnection. That's why I'd like to use the mic, the mic, because it always happens like this, just cut off. Anyway, so I was saying that we in our training we are trained to drink water or juice but we hardly see people do this. 2 minutes we are filling with a cup of water, just not the second. So we should be taking slowly, especially a juice which has a blood color, red, like pomegranate, like watermelon do, like all the fruit juice of that color. It is meant for blood. Instead of taking blood tonic, if you follow this formula, you're going to be free from stress. Our blood will be purified, and we will have a very good health. So we are doing things with passion instead of doing things in goodness. The same approach we are doing with our chanting. Just run. So I can just finish it and be free, as if chanting is punishment. Chanting is not punishment. Chanting is our loving expression to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's our occupational duty we're going to do eternally with Krishna in the spiritual world. So it is better for us to learn this nicely. We're talking about mantra meditation, and we have the solution, we have the technologies for all our difficulties and everything we need to do to become successful in our Krishna consciousness. We have all this, but we don't have a good approach towards them. That is a problem. So we hear mantra meditation here, we think, but the mantra I've been chanting since. Yes, the mantra we have been chanting since, but we don't have good approach. The other day, the devotee asked me, what is attitude? We're discussing about attitude. We don't have good attitude towards chanting. We don't have good attitude towards eating. We are eating and talking, not having respect, not concentrating, or not focusing. We're not seeing Krishna before us in the form of prasada. We have discussed this thing to be mindful. So it requires mindfulness. And we should take it very seriously if we want to be free from stress. So the holy name of Krishna, the mantra meditation, it is said the mantra meditation. Meditation, you have to think, you have to meditate, you have to focus on that. You have to relax to it. You should relax, you resign to the holy name. Then it will take care of the stress, which is not the main thing, it's just a byproduct. It's something that goes along with it. Because it's going to help us to become spiritually very strong. Naturally, the stress will not have much effect on us while we are purifying and developing our pure love for Krishna. The stress also will go down in proportion to the level of advancement in Krishna consciousness. So this is recommended here by according to Benson. The relaxation response technique consists of 4 basic elements. First, we require a quiet environment. We already discussed. Some people go to the beach. Now, people go to the beach for that purpose, but they are going to the beach for more self-activity. The idea was to go to relax. Even in yoga exercise is meant for relaxation. It is not a physical, yoga practice is not a physical exercise. It's a different thing. But we turn everything into passion because that is the energy we have. So I hope we are hearing this and we're going to apply them. It's a very important thing. Otherwise, we'll do the same thing and get disturbed, get frustrated. I'm doing this thing for 100 years now. I'm not getting the result. We should mind our approach, our attitude towards what we do. So we need a quiet environment, and the temple environment is suitable for that. Where people of the same nature, people of the same mindset congregate. That's a temple. So activity is supposed to be transcendental and wonderful. We'll go to a riverside, we'll go to a resort center, this is why community is very, very, very important. Because this facility you cannot get in the center. Even if you get a temple in the city, you're not going to get this atmosphere as perfectly as required. In a community environment, all the facilities are available. You have all this perfect, serene environment where we can easily practice this. Second, we need a comfortable position. Comfortable position. In practicing yoga, we already told in Bhagavad Gita, it should not sit too high, it should not sit too low, it should be moderate. And the body has to be in a good position. Third, the repetition of a word fresh for prayer. And last one, 4, a passive attitude free from thought. That means we free the mind. I was just discussing this. We should try to keep away from the tension so we can properly attune ourselves to this process so that we get the best result from it. We need a quiet environment, a comfortable position, repetition of words, a phrase, mantra. And we already have the Hare mantra. We have so many other mantras. Right? Jagannatha Sakam is there. Damodara Sakam is there. Sakam is there. So many Gora Sakam is there. So many Sakams and so many Brahmas are there. So many. You can simply recite it. No blah blah blah. Just do it very gently, peacefully, hearing the word as we are reciting them. Very cool, very cool. Just go through them very coolly in a meditational way. They have a serious effect in our consciousness, in the environment. Everything wonderful. Our approach is necessary. Our approach has to be seriously considered. First of all, the stress is coming because of the passionate mood we have. And we have to function in such a way that this goes down. Otherwise, we will not experience significant change. And our practice, our efforts will seem as if it is not working properly. Or the system is not working. The system is perfect, powerful, and it is working. But our approach has also to be proper. Our attitude has to be proper. For us to be able to get to this. Besides being a generally useful technique for lowering stress levels, this relaxation response is used therapeutically to treat diseases related to stress and may also be useful in their prevention. Yes. If we are practicing this as we are discussing, it is sure our spiritual life is going to become very, very meaningful. Very meaningful. We're going to experience what we're practicing very seriously. And by doing this, our spiritual nature becomes very, very high and powerful. Therefore, stress will not affect us. We have a spiritual stress, which is very nourishing, very, very comforting, and we will have nothing at all to do with the material stress because it do not have the effect any longer. And we have a better way to deal with the material stress easily. Bunch of we have given examples about how you handle different difficult challenges, different situations. You never feel disturbed because it's already spiritually fortified. So nothing else can enter there and will have effect. Just like if you point the touch to the sun, it will not have any effect. It won't have any meaning. It won't make any impact because the relationship between them is too far. It will find in distance is also in terms of quality. The quality is the most important thing. You can be very, very close to fire and not feel it. While somebody is far away from fire, you will feel it. Depending on how spiritually strong we are. Some people are going to, if we don't get this, some people are going to get into a negative or sinful way of doing these things. People drink. Why? It's because of the same thing. They want to be free from stress. People are smoking. It's because of trying to reduce them from stress. But by this, they're increasing the stress. That's a very negative way of doing it. But the powerful, positive, and spiritual way to do it is a formula we are discussing. So we should concentrate more on how we can take our mantra meditation very seriously, the Hare Krishna mantra, very seriously. Therefore, if we do this, Gurudev will give us a very strong point here. Take control. Take control. Okay. Yeah, take control. Thank you, because I'm not seeing properly from here. Take control. Be stressless. This is very important. We cannot take control. We cannot take control if we have not been practicing what we have been discussing before this time. It is when we have practiced what we are discussing, we should be mindful in our meditation, in our mantra meditation, be mindful in our prasadam we are taking when we drink, be mindful with the approach we have towards our Krishna concept, then we'll be able to take control and be stress-free, stressless, be stressless, stressless, stress-free, stressless. He would use the word less here. That means that less means that it is there, but it will not disturb us. Yeah, very good. Very good. Thank you for that. Actually, unhealthy stress is total nonsense. People are responsible for creating their own stress levels, which depend upon the interpretations they give to the situation in their life. It's a fact, it's a bona fide fact. Bona fide. So we have a quote from Bhagavad Gita here. Matra sparsa sukhantiya shitoshta sukha dukara agama paino nitya tam titi saksva bharata. We can take control. This mantra, this text will be useful if we are practicing already. When we get here, we are going to follow what we are discussing. To be mindful, to follow this very nicely. Also, of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course. I like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception. All share of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. We cannot do this if we are not practicing what we have been discussing. This will become meaningful. How can you tell a distressed person, oh, this is just your mind, don't worry about this, just be peaceful? It will not work. You're not careful, the person will shoot you. Will consider you a rascal. A person who does not care for them. A person who will hear this and become meaningful is one who has been practicing goodness, doing things in goodness. And you see that Srila Prabhupada already established the goodness for us. You see, everything we do in Krishna consciousness, we wake up early in the morning. You see? And then look at the things we do. Sitting down to do mantra meditation after cleaning the body and mouth. You see? We are hearing mantras. We're going to see the deities. We're going to do the special master. We're going to hear so many things about Krishna. We're going to take Krishna prasadam, sanctified food. We're going to hear Bhagavatam, sound vibration, everything. This activity that will take us, it is in goodness, but they will take us to transcendence. Then what we are doing is no more a good activity in goodness. It is a transcendent activity, but it has to take us from where we are to where we want to be. So there is a need for us to be mindful in our practices. Yes. The actual stress exists, but it does suggest that the meanings people assign to events are at the root of unhealthy stress. This understanding opens a very exciting, empowering door. Since everyone has the ability to face stress, everyone also has the ability to reduce or eliminate it by a simple change of attitude. See, perfect ending. Really just hit it on the head. Attitude. Attitude is required. We create the stress. It is we who also handle it. And the techniques are being given. So, how much we owe our chariots and what they're being like? At the same time, how ungrateful are we are. How ungrateful we are that we don't value all these materials which are given to us. A person who does not feel threatened and instead responds to the situation constructively, empathically, and competently will not experience stress. That is correct. That is true. And we repeat, this will happen only when we are doing our homework very nicely. We'll develop the strength to take control and make sure things goes perfectly, and we will see the result of everything that we do. Yes. In addition to belief systems, habits have a lot to do with minimizing stress. Habit. Belief system. What we believe in becomes our culture, and the culture also is our belief. They work together. They are intertwined. So those who have a very positive and powerful mind will not feel the same situation the same way everyone feels. They feel different. For instance, a regulated daily routine will reduce wear and tear on body and mind. A tendency to do things at a certain time and in a certain way, not out of attachment, but out of sense balance, will naturally reduce our unhealthy stress. Because even in the negative circumstances, we'll be preconditioned to carry out the desired activity. When you are not organized and regulated, your life can become haphazard and subject to fluctuations in your own nature as well as changes in your environment. Order. Regulation is necessary in order to develop the higher faculties. As these higher faculties develop, you will naturally become less susceptible to stress. Yes, that is a fact. It is a fact. Also, we have a quote here. Yukta hara viharasya. Yukta chetisya karamashu. Yukta swapnava bodasya. Yoga bhavati dukkha ha. He who is regulated in his habit of eating, and work, and mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. Belief, faith, and detachment. Yes, belief, faith, and detachment. Belief systems are the basis for conscious thoughts. Therefore, you should be clear about what you create in your beliefs. Examine yourself. Who are you? What is your aim in life? What is important to you? What do you believe in? I mean, believe in, okay, Lord Machana is not the supreme person, but Lord Shiva is the supreme person. Because Lord Ramachana worship Lord Shiva. Okay? We can believe in that. But that our belief system has a lot to do with us. We're going to suffer because of that, having a wrong belief or something. So before we believe something, we should try to understand what we are believing in. And the best way to that is to approach those who know, to approach the scripture, not even the scripture alone, to approach it, you know, on this side. They talk about the recipe, they make everything very clear for us. So we should be able to know everything perfectly before doing it. Reflect upon their goals and evaluate their life based on those goals. Based on those reflections. If your accomplishments do not match your goals, re-examine yourself to see if these goals really fit into a harmonious pattern in your life. You should check and see what I'm doing, if it is good for us, if it's going to give me the best thing, the highest thing. For a person who is in the lower mood, the highest thing would be the special material things. For the person who is in a higher level, the highest thing would be something about the spiritual, about Krishna consciousness, or the supreme person of Godhead. So better for us is to ask those who are above us, who knows, who can tell us. Even if we don't understand, if we follow those who understand, who are higher than us, who are in a perfect way, they will make our life better, they will change our life. Faith. The first step is to take inventory to see if you have misplaced faith in things that are superfluous and impede progress towards your goals, or that do not support your value system. We should know how important faith is. Faith can move a mountain if it is positive, if it is good, scientific. Or faith can also bring us down. So whatever we say, we have to check. So check if it is a misplaced faith, something which is not beneficial. Some people are worshiping human beings because they have faith in them that they will be able to satisfy their material needs. That is wrong faith. The maturity of your belief system will determine the degree of unhealthy stress that you experience. Therefore, it is necessary for us to improve our faith, to purify our faith. How do we do that? We can do it by associating with those who are higher than us. So we have to check and see what are we putting our faith in. But it's already told us that faith are there with different categories. Faith, ignorance, faith in passion, faith in goodness. So we have transmitted. All these things are there, we have to check. We have to check the scripture very carefully. Of course, as I was saying, it is based on the mode which governs us. But if you are very fortunate to meet what is the system or the environment or the personality that will help us to strengthen our faith, to give us to bring us out from our illusion, from ignorance, and make us successful in our Christian consciousness. One of the most useful situations for a leader to face is an uproot change, but with firm goals, a healthy self-concept, strong faith, and a steady aim in life. You can recognize that change is always a part of reality. Seeing yourself not as a proprietor, but as a servant of others and of God. Try to learn from each change, benefiting from it, and seeing it as part of the maturation process. If you view such change as a learning experience, you will reap positive results instead of stress. Yes. Change is always very powerful. You see, we have changed from Christianity. We change the gospel. From gospel, we change from metaphysical. From metaphysical, we change to yoga, hatha yoga. From hatha yoga, we have changed to bhakti yoga. It's a healthy change because in each of these steps, it takes us higher and higher and higher to the best. So this kind of a change is positive, but if we are attached to mundane culture, we're not going to have a positive change. We're going to see everything as useless. We won't see the need to change. Let's say we'll give an example. Now we have varieties of cell phones. The device you used 2 years ago, it will not function properly this year. Because many things have been replaced in that old one, so it is called the old one. So if you don't change to follow what is happening, we are going to have a difficulty. And also, if you just change without proper understanding, just for changing, we are also going to have problems. So you have to be proper. Then it will bring us to the goal we are looking at. To the degree that you still maintain unproductive stress, you need to make adjustments. Look closely to see which situations needs attention. If your self-concept is not healthy, you will encounter constant difficulties. The best security situation for us is to ask those who know to follow a proper system that is bona fide, perfect and complete. We have Kunti Maharani who saw challenges and difficulties and stepping stones for our self-concept. Because our self-concept was healthy. So you could learn something from it that is positive. But we have a positive stress. It is very, very healthy, very nourishing, and powerful. My dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, Hidimba, from the vicious assembly. Nobody was going to be stripped naked, from sufferings during our exiles in the forest, and from the battle we great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the whip of Ashwatthana. So it's better for us to have continuous anxiety so that you can stay with us to protect us. Because at that time we're going to cry and pray and beg seriously, earnestly to you. When we are relaxed, things are not going to function the same way. In addition, if your beliefs and goals are not strong, constructive, and focused, then you are inviting stress into life. Yes. Qualities of a stress-free person are similar to the qualities of the state of Pragya. The Krishna took time to teach this in Bhakti, around 54 years. Krishna gave time to explain, to teach this. One who is on the transcendental level, how does the person believe? You cannot be ordinary person. How does the person believe? Does the person acting foolishly as we're doing? Does he respond to the same way to the same situation like we are facing? Krishna said no. Otherwise, what would be the difference? They are different. They sit up for that. They are different persons. They are those who are very, very mindful and they carefully examine things and have a strong backing. Strong backing means guide, who always show us the way. But that they are different. They respond differently to the situation from that of a mundane person. Yes, long-term view. Long-term. They believe in life after death and in reincarnation can help you remain calm in the face of difficulties. Even those who have the theoretical knowledge about karma reincarnation will remain calm. We already discussed this. Last time we discussed this. Why many devotees are living a body lamenting, they're angry, they're frustrated, they're disturbed. We already discussed that. So just merely hearing the philosophy of karma reincarnation, life after death will not make us to be calm. Only those who have followed the techniques, as we are discussing, with the right attitude, will be able to have the strength to be calm when difficulties confront us. When we face challenges, we're not going to see them as something bad. We're not going to ask Krishna, why are you doing this to me? We're going to blame anybody. We're not going to be angry because we have already paid the price. So when the good comes, you will enjoy it. You then realize that their problems may be the result of past thoughts and actions, possibly from previous lifetimes. Yes, that is there. Not only that, we know that it is there, and we face it, but how will accept this? How will approach it? How will identify with them as a Lord to do what we have been practicing all along before this time. So it is now we have the opportunity, we have the time to apply all these things. If you accept yourself as a spiritual being, you will not be overly disturbed by any problem because you realize that the true self has not been affected. Ultimately, most unnecessary stress is the result of an over-identification with the body and the mind. When you become free from this identification, you understand that you are a spirit soul, migrating into different bodies, putting on new garments and discarding the old ones. As you realize that you are more than just a physical or mental being, you will become less disturbed by your environment and its challenges. Hare Krishna. At this point, you will have developed a good course, which is real stress management, and is also the hallmark of a mature leader. But Teacher Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear Shri Gurudev. Thank you so much for this really enlightening session. And we welcome all devotees to ask any questions We have Pranhari Prabhuji raising his hand. We request other devotees to kindly raise your hand on Zoom or type out your questions on the chat box.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Haribol.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Haribol. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Happy to see you today.
How are you,
You are
Maharaj?
looking better.
Yes, Maharaj, I'm better now.
Very good.
Just waiting to go back to the Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got stuck here, and it's very, very difficult situation. I came out from. Yeah, very difficult. Yeah, with your blessing, actually, I know that you are praying for me, and I'm very fortunate for that. That you are doing so much for me.
Yes, we're happy you are doing better.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for your association, and keep blessing me so that I'll also elevate myself into spirituality also.
Yes, that is our desire.
Maharaj, this thing, I have one question which is keep coming in my mind all the time. Is basically as mentioned about the stress. When we start chanting, right? The initial rounds goes okay, and then after that we lost the track. I lost the track, and again I try to come back, but it's not that perfect, and that caused my whole day, my whole goes into stress, right? That I'm not able to chant properly, or then I try again the next day, again same thing, it goes up and down. It's not consistent. So how to make it consistent?
You will get there with time. You will get there with time. You see, what is happening is that you want to do a chanting which is meant for pure devotees. The pure devotees, their job is steady like that completely. No difference, nothing, doesn't fluctuate. That is the state of the pure devotees chanting. It is steady, they will flow like that, even for days and days together. They will flow like that because that is their level. Like you have on the ocean, the water is always there like that, standing there. Whatever you do, the water is standing there. You cannot change, you cannot increase, you cannot decrease it. It is there. But for those who have not gotten to that level, your struggle will continue until we get to that level. Therefore, we shouldn't be stressful about that. What we should think about is just continue making effort. Just continue making effort. Continue making effort. And seriously pray for the mercy of the Holy Name, the mercy of our chariots, the mercy of Krishna. We should be conscious, as we said. We should take it nicely so the mantra will sink into it like that. Putting our energy into it nicely with prayers, observing all the necessary rules and the regulations, and then observing all the wonderful pure holidays, Ekadasi, Janmasani. We sing Ramnome is in few days. These are these are part of the technologies we have. Appearance day to gently with us, I think the time for eating, the fasting, the struggle. Just forget about this and just consider it's a wonderful opportunity. Today is so wonderful day. The Lord came. Why did he come here? He came here just to provide me with a solution to get free from the problem. Instead of us to think about it, to hear about the Lord, to do something, decorate his temple, decorate the altar, cook something with him, and hear about his activities and pray to him. We are simply thinking about food or how long it will take for us to fast. This is wrong. We should change these things. We are talking about attitude. You see, this is the attitude. This is how we should keep ourselves. Then They are working on ourselves. They are working on us as we are working on ourselves. They are working on us. And eventually they will promote us there. Say, die. This is a process. We should follow the formula. That's all. If you follow the formula, you're going to get the result of your calculations. That is certain. Only if you don't follow the formula, then we're not going to calculate. We will not get the calculation. But if you follow the formula, it has been designed like this, that this is how it's going to go. So if you follow like that, you're going to get there. That's it. All right.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, one more question is that what is I don't understand the main difference between the anxiety and the stress. What is the difference actually? Main difference. Anxiety.
Yes,
and stress.
If you're an anxiety, will be stress. If you're an anxiety, it means what? Disturbance. Will be stress. Anxiety, free person will be from stress also. You see the sadhus, they are free from stress. They have no anxiety. Anxiety over what? Over death or sickness or what? They don't have that. They are free from stress. What they're going to eat, they don't have anxiety over that. So they are free from stress. Yes, they're free. What is it with stress them? They don't have anything to stress them. Their business is to sit down and discuss the scripture. Yesterday, Papa was talking about the sannyasi. I was looking at it. Papa was talking about sannyasi. I was looking at it very carefully. But when we are taking sannyas, the mantra which is there we chant, it is sannyasis to be happy, free from stress. But we don't have that formula. That's how it should be. But in our present, we don't have that formula. How you not going to be in anxiety when our disciples are in anxiety? Except we are callous. Yeah. So whatever happened to you, no business. For hell with you. Even if you think like that, when something will happen today, you'll be disturbed. So you have to take care. So let's not be attached to place. So every 3 days you should move. So how will you now you are stuck in Ethiopia? So how will you travel? You are stuck there. The situation does not facilitate that. The situation doesn't facilitate that. And how? Say you are going to travel in one country. That's all. It's okay. You're going to work. Then it's okay. But you're going to be stressed because we don't have a protective device. If animal doesn't disturb you, human beings are going to disturb you to rob you. So even if you're going to work, it's difficult. It happened those days. What about these days? So it is ourselves who have to develop ourselves to be free from this. All right.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Gurudev. We don't see any questions in the chat box or anybody raising a hand. So I would like to ask one question. We were seeing in the last section of the long-term view, wherein it is mentioned by Param Gurudev that if you accept yourself as a spiritual being, you will not be overly disturbed by any problem because you realize that the true self has not been affected. However, at this point of time, like when we are hearing different devotees' problems, or maybe also addressing our own, uh, we tend to go into that concept of certain problems associated with the mind or the bodily issues. So, how do we maintain a balance in these concepts? Like we know we are the spiritual beings, but then we are also actually seeing the troubles of the mind and the body. So, how do we like still remain undisturbed, because we have not yet reached that stage of the realization?
Yes, the same way I was explaining, until we get to that level, not just hearing the philosophy, but we have actually developed that quality. It is only at that point that we will not be affected by whatever happens around us or whatever we hear and see. We'll certainly be disturbed until we get there. So to get there is what we've been discussing, to look very carefully into everything that we have to do every day. So see if they are enough to get us to the goal. The effort we're making, what we are doing presently, I have done this many times. I think I will show the level of our Krishna consciousness now. I will show they're going to give us the version at the end of our life. That's what we look at. This is what we're going to be discussing. So if we sincerely look at it, and it's something we have to do ourselves, and we cannot do this thing if we are not practicing nicely. It is part of the sign to show us that we are making progress. That we are individually looking into ourselves. We already discussed about putting on the light in the room of our consciousness. So we'll be able to see all the unnecessity. See, we'll be able to do this when we are making advancement. That we have come to the point to see that we are checking ourselves, we're looking at ourselves. We use everything to measure where we are. Everything that happens to use to measure where we are. Otherwise, we're not going to see that we're going to say, oh, you don't like me. Why you do this to me like that? Why you always after me? Why you do this to me? Why you do this? Why? But if you're making advancement, we're going to see that thing. Oh, okay, this is like this because of this. I have to improve myself. We start looking into ourselves very carefully to check the level of my job, the level of my reading, the level of my hearing, the level of my approach to Krishna consciousness. Is it enough to get me the level of purification I need to go back to Godhead? This is what we should do. We should do this our own. And when we start doing like that, we should know we are making advancements. If we are not doing that yet, we should not make advancements. We have to improve. But we start to do like that, so the amazing. We surprised, we see what Krishna will be doing with us. So it is with this attitude, our efforts, that they will be helped, right? We push up so we can always look into improving ourselves constantly. And everything will be wonderful. Whatever comes, we're not going to affect it. Rather, we take it as an opportunity for us to make advancement to grow. I would not accuse you, why did you do this to me? I will simply see, oh, okay, this thing has happened. You're not the one to be blamed because you're an instrument. The real cause is myself. That I have acted in such a way that I have to experience what has happened to me. Experience it. It's everyday affair, everyday affair. Like we bathe every day, we eat every day. So evaluation is every day. We go to school, we make evaluation. We go to school, we evaluate what our progress to see how our overall result would be at the end of the year, at the end of 10 years, the end of our life. We'll see. Right?
Yes, Srila Gurudev, thank you so much. We have a last comment from Venkatesh Prabhu. He is saying, Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for your association. You addressed several doubts I had with the principles of chanting, yoga exercise, eating, drinking, and insisted to apply all these so that proper results can be attained. I will try my best to apply these points. I'm grateful to you for this. Your servant, Venkatesh.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhu. That is the importance of hearing. We are hearing this not just to go and keep it in a box. That we should hear, we should make effort to hear means that we are going to practice everything which is given to us. And that is how we're going to make change. We're going to improve our Krishna conscious life. We'll make advancement. And we are sure that the goal will be achieved because we are in the process. I could just mention, if you follow the formula, it is sure you're going to get the results. If you don't follow the formula, we're sure you're not going to get the results. So we shouldn't be surprised that they didn't get the results. Be sure.
Yes,
so please, we are very happy, Bankateshwar Prabhu, that you are going to apply all these technologies. It's a pleasure for us. We want to apply them. We wish you success. You practice them, you see the results. And the result will encourage you to continue to progress. Because success is a stimulant. So it encourages, yeah, what you're doing is good, so you should go ahead. And also, it can also become a source of stagnation. So, you say, Guru say I'm the best devotee. Can you imagine? Hey, I'm all right now. And relax. So success can work in both ways. But actually, success should encourage us to put my effort. And until we get there, we should never stop. We should never. Always. My former music hero, former one, the present one, the current one. In one of his songs, he said, I am a struggling man who has no time to waste. I hope that makes sense to us. I'm a struggling man who have no time to waste. So we are all struggling. We shouldn't have time to waste. We should always put effort in our struggles so we can be successful. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Srila Gurudev, do we have time to take one more question? We have it from Amit Prabhu.
Yes, no problem.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, it's so I just wanted to thank you so much for the question, for the answer for the question which Pran Hari Prabhuji asked, because I also was facing a similar, like I'm always facing this similar challenge that I'm not able to chant properly. And one thing that you specifically mentioned is like we are trying to do something which is meant for pure devotees. And from this, what I understood is I need to be very persistent in order to attain that stage when I'm able to chant it very properly. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for this particular realization that I got from this answer.
Yes. So now we know what I'm trying to get. That is a goal. That is a platform for pure devotee. So Since I've not gotten there, that's why Krishna is showing me that I have to fluctuate. So now what I should do is to continue to make effort, continue. I shouldn't relax, I should continue until we get there. When you get there, you don't come down again, permanently there.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much for this wonderful session, and we see so many of us are being benefited by hearing these, and we pray to you that we can all apply these technologies in our lives. And with this, we would just like to inform all the devotees you have completed section 2 of the book Leadership, volume 1. And the third part comes as taking action. So we are really looking forward to hear from Srila Gurudev on the book Leadership for an Age of Higher Consciousness in the upcoming days. We thank Srila Gurudev very much for so kindly giving us this time.
Hare Krishna, glory to Gurudev, Sister Prabhupada, and all glory to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.